Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well.
Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you so much for joining us at this hour. It's been a long time that I had my guest, but today I am coming with another full package, quite interesting, and I'm very sure you'll be happy to hear from my guest today. And it may sound a bit more of academic thing, but I want to believe that it's something that you're actually going to enjoy. And my guest is actually a coach. She's a mentor. She's an author. In fact, she also had, an organization that is called Bina Consults. So she's a registered general nurse in UK, RGN, and then her name is, I don't know if I should use the term, the appellation.
You can
Nurse
call me
Amoha Josie.
Yes, Josie is fine.
But I think you prefer to be called Nurse Joe. Is it right?
I don't mind. There's Josie, Josephine. I don't really mind, to be honest.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all my
Thank you so
names.
much for welcome to the show. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. Now, straight to the point of the day without wasting our time. Let me start by saying this. Congratulations on your recently published book. That
Thank
was
you.
quite, that was quite a big accomplishment.
It is. I still can't believe it, but yeah, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, before we go into the detail about the book, that is why we are here on the show at this hour. Let's start with this particular thing, and I know my viewers are so much interested in it. You have an organization that is called Bina Consult. Just tell us what is Bina Consult.
So Bina Consult is a consulting agency. So I started this agency in 2020. That was last year during summertime. And the reason for starting that business, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Firstly was to provide consulting to Ghanaian hospitals and clinics. So to kind of like go through their systems, see what they're doing right, see what they're not doing so right, that I could help them improve on. So it was mainly to help Ghanaian hospitals implement service improvement projects or services to improve patient care, and to obviously provide safe care for patients. Because I don't know if you know, but in the news recently, or even before I started this company, there were lots of negligence stories in the news about how some doctors, some nurses are not doing what they should. Patients were dying, some were suffering life-changing, life-altering injuries and all that. So the main reason why I started Bina Consult was to help some of these hospitals and clinics in Ghana, where I'm from, in West Africa, to be able to have systems in place where they can ensure that patients receive great care, patients receive safe care. And then as time went on, I kind of started the mentorship and the coaching side as well. So Bina Consult has got the consulting side, and then it's got the mentorship and coaching side, where I mostly just, deal with nurses and student nurses who need a bit of help, depending on what they need help with. Some of them they come with their issues, then I try and help them find solutions for their issues. And there are some people that I also help. I actually tell them what they need to do. So that's the mentoring side. And the coaching side is where I help them find their own solutions to their problems.
Thank you so much. I think that is quite a great deal from your end, and you are doing a great job. I think that was quite, I think for me personally, I think that is so great, because I don't know. I know I have a colleague online, Ola Yinka Remuna. She can testify to
Oh
that.
yeah.
When
Coach
we're being trained, when we're being trained, we don't have this kind of mentality. I don't want to say we're being brainwashed. Sorry to use that kind of
no.
negative word, but we don't have that kind of mentality. We don't have that kind of idea. But now seeing our generation coming up with this idea and telling the younger ones that are coming behind
Yes.
that this and this you should know, especially in coaching, in mentorship.
Yes.
For me, it is quite very important.
Yes. And I mean, when I was a student and when I qualified, I did not have anyone. I mean, when you're a student and you go on your clinical placement, you have a mentor who teaches you all the clinical stuff. But when you leave that student nurse remit and you're going into being a fully qualified nurse, that transition is quite scary. Because 1 minute somebody's holding your hands and telling you what you need to do, and the next minute you're a fully qualified nurse and everybody expects you to know things or have answers to questions or be able to solve problems. But is that the transition is quite scary. It is really scary. I mean, I was really apprehensive when I was newly qualified. I just didn't know what to do. Suddenly, you are thrown into the deep end and you're on your own, basically. So as the mentorship and the coaching is not so much clinical based, it's more the things that you need to be able to be better, be great, do the right things at the right time. Because most of the times we get in trouble for not doing the right things or doing the right things at the wrong time. So it's just having that person from the outside who comes in and helps you try and navigate your profession, navigate the healthcare system. Because we know that it's quite overwhelming when our responsibilities are getting higher and higher and higher every day. And it's quite a stressful environment that we work in as nurses. So having that critical friend or having that person that says to you, look, I've been there before. This is what I did right. This is what I did wrong. This is how you can navigate. This is how you can achieve this and achieve that. I think it's really great. And I mean, big ups to all the coaches and the mentors out there. You guys are doing a great job, honestly.
Yeah, we have one on the show, Ola Yinka.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us.
She does everything, doesn't
she? For me, sometimes when I look at her, I say, I don't even know where you belong to. Are you a nurse? Because
she's everywhere.
Yeah, she's everywhere. Yeah. Yes. I think it's quite, and I think I want to put it straight to all my viewers, especially the stakeholders. I think it is high time we try to have this. Mentorship and then coaching and all sorts. And I know in the recent curriculum of nursing education, even at school of nursing level, as well as university level, there is this course that is being introduced, entrepreneurship, and I think this particular coaching and mentorship should be included. And I want to share, I talked with a colleague sometimes back, and he was telling me not until he traveled out, he knew that you can diversify, but only back then at home. Is either you finish your school of nursing, then the next is to look for a hospital. And you think, is that all? Without knowing that there are some other green areas that you can even use. You can go to and you will make it and you become so great.
Nursing is so diverse, which is why it's such a great profession, because there's more to nursing than bedside nursing. And that's not to say that people should not be doing bedside nursing. If that's what you love, then go ahead. But what Nurse Kochola and myself and other mentors and coaches of nurses, what we are trying to let people know is there's more to nursing than bedside nursing. So if you want to diversify, there are many options available, that you don't have to be at the bedside if you're suffering from burnout and bullying and racism and everything else that comes with it. There's always something. All you need to do is ask the questions, ask the right people, and do your own research. There's plenty of jobs out there.
I have to stop you there. Sorry about that, because I know you got a lot to tell us about mentorship coaching,
Yeah.
but that is not the objective of being here today.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to come another time and talk to my viewers and talk about so that you understand more. And I'm even looking at a situation whereby we invite Olayinka Remo and some other coaches so that, I mean, the younger ones, we quickly, I mean, tap into these opportunities and I mean, be well enlightened about, I mean, general thing in nursing profession. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. And you've gone in depth. Now let's go to the main point of the day. That is about your book. Once again, congratulations. Now, I want to ask you this particular question. You have to tell us briefly about your book, and in those things you're going to tell us now, just tell us about why did you write the book? What really inspired you? Then how many years, months, or weeks did it take you to write? We definitely talk about that in later on, because I have a reason for asking this particular question. Because I know you started writing very young. It means you can write a book within 2 days. It's talent. It's not.
Well.
It's not quality.
Well.
It's talent. No, when I say you can write a book in 2 days, it means you finish all your, what do you call it? I mean, you finish everything exactly, and you put everything together. The next thing is just to, I mean, amend, adjust, arrangement, but you've done the body of the work within 2 days. I'm very sure you've done that.
Well, not 2 days, but yeah.
Then what is the purpose? Yeah, what is the purpose of writing this book, and why did you choose that particular title?
Okay, so like I said before, at the height of the pandemic last year, I got together with a few great nurses. I met them through networking. I mean, networking, I'll talk about networking later, but through networking, I met some great Nigerian nurses. I met Mr. Josie Okeshola. I don't know if you know him.
I know him.
Yeah, he invited me. We did a few seminars for nurses through Zoom and Facebook. It was amazing. And then through that relationship, it got me thinking, look, there's more I can do. I mean, before then, I always felt there's more I can do apart from what I was doing, which was bedside nursing. I just felt like there was more to me than I had more potential than I was realizing. So doing those networking events and talking to different great leaders in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, it got me thinking. I thought, actually, I could do more with my knowledge and my experience. So there was one time in June 2020 when I always say I had a light bulb moment where I said, look, actually, why don't I, ask to mentor student nurses? So I went on Facebook and then I posted, I think the time is right, I'm looking to mentor 3 nurses. If you're interested, anywhere in the world, if you're interested, can you contact me? And then I had 10 people contact me that they were interested. 8 of them were third-year students that in Ghana. There were 6 in Ghana, 2 in Nigeria. I had 2 Nigerian student nurses. Then I had 2 qualified nurses in Ghana. So they came to me, and I was looking for 3 people, but I just couldn't turn them away because I thought, if they've come to me, then surely they need the service. And I was offering free mentorship at that time. So I took it upon myself, and I mentored and coached them as per their needs. We had group sessions, we had one-to-one sessions, exploring their weaknesses, their strengths, and trying to help them find their way, their career path that they're interested in, and all that. And I think through that, the idea of the book came about because I felt I'm constantly telling them, this is what you need to do. You need to do this and do that and do that to be able to be great or to be able to be a good nurse or whatever. So I thought, okay, why don't I just write a book? So the book title came at the same time as the idea for the book. And that was last year. So the book has been a year in the making. And wow. It took, I mean, there are times that I can honestly say that I gave up because it was the way I wanted to pour myself into the book. It got to a point where I was not achieving that. So there was a point where I did not even touch the book for about a month. I just left it. Because as you know, you're a writer. If you don't have, if the juices are not flowing, you know, you cannot put down into words exactly what you want to say. So it took that long because I wanted it to be perfect, because I'm a perfectionist, and I wanted the message to be loud and clear in the book that, okay, you were a good nurse, fair enough, or you're coming into nursing, but these are the things that if you do or if you adopt, it will make you a great nurse. So that's why that's where the idea came from, and that's how the title of the book also came about. And I just stuck with the title from the beginning because it just came to me like a revelation, and I thought, look, it sounds so simple, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. The book, whatever the title is what's in the book. It just kind of guides you on the things that you can do to become a great nurse.
Thank you so much. I feel like you keep on talking and I listen. You can see I'm holding my hand and
I know.
I'm noting. It's becoming hot here because I can see you are dishing it out, and it's becoming very interesting.
Yes. And the thing is, the book is not just for nurses in the UK or in the Western world. It's kind of transcends. It goes beyond borders. It's anybody who's a nurse anywhere in the world can read the book and benefit from the book. Definitely.
Thank you. I think it's quite, yes, exactly, yeah. Then let me now go to this particular one. We are going to digress a little bit. Just tell us, because I know a lot of people might be interested, and this is one of the reasons I usually I'm always happy to invite writers, authors on my show, because it can be a source of motivations, inspiration to others to say, wow, this is a professional colleague that did this, then it means I can do the same thing. So and now I just want to tell us briefly about your writing journey. When did you start it? How were you, did you go through any training? Was it a natural skill you developed yourself? Why do you really, was it that maybe your father was an author, your mother was an author, you have a family author? Personally, like me, I don't have, my father neither read nor write, is a complete illiterate. My mother was also a complete illiterate too. But I don't know from your end too. Maybe your father was an author or anybody. So just tell us your writing journey.
Okay, so I would say when I was younger, in primary school, in secondary school, you always find me reading one book or the other. I've always loved reading, and up until last year, I used to read minimum one book a month. I love reading and I love writing. And the thing is, when I get the idea and I start writing, the idea just keeps coming. But writing as a professional, I've never done that before. In fact, writing the book last year, or when I decided to write the book last year, I just thought, oh no, there's no way I can actually write a book. I just did not believe that I could actually write more than 3 or 4 pages, because up until then, apart from university coursework and stuff like that, I've never actually written anything more than 4 or 5 pages. So it was quite interesting, and it was something that I learned about myself whilst I was writing, that actually I'm good at writing. And so when I decided to write the book, it also gave me that confidence to be able to write professionally. So through writing the book, I was able to put myself out there as a nurse writer. Now I write for a nursing community where I get paid for it. You understand? So this book has been a blessing to me in so many ways than one. But I've never been a professional writer. I never dreamt of being a professional writer. I haven't got any writers in my book, in my family, any authors in my family. It's just something that I love. I love reading and I love writing. So it kind of, I would say it came naturally to me. But I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm on that journey to be a great writer.
I can assure you of that. You're already on the right path. Just some kilometers. Just some kilometers and jump over there, and that is the.
Thank you for believing in me. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure of that, definitely, because what that is the reason I asked this question was just because for people, my viewers that are watching, so that they will not have this kind of notion that maybe she came from a background of literate, maybe lawyer, academician. You know, the people used to have this kind of notions when they see someone that is writing a book or doing something great like that. But I just want them to know that when you have the talent and you have the skills, just like you said, you can develop it and it will become something great for you.
Yes.
So don't hide, don't keep away, don't shy away from your talent. You make use of your talent. And I want to share again that I've heard a lot of testimonies that great things happened to them during the lockdown.
Yes.
So and you share the same thing too.
Yes. Yes. I mean, the lockdown is, I mean, you know, people suffered a lot, you know, bad things happening to people. And obviously we are all sorry about that. But I think it was a wake-up call. That the reason why so many people achieved so much during the lockdown and during the pandemic at the height of it was because it was a wake-up call. And for me, it was because I thought, look, all these years I've been feeling that I have so much to give. There's more to me than what I'm, you know, letting people know. So when the pandemic started, it made me think, look, anything can happen. Tomorrow might never be, tomorrow I might not be alive. And then what kind of legacy am I leaving? So one of the things why I started what I've got my businesses is that I wanted to leave a legacy. So if tomorrow I'm not here anymore, I want people to mention my name and attach to something great, saying, oh, Josephine did this, or Josephine helped me, or Josephine helped me find myself or find my way. I want that because obviously we know a good name is always, I mean, I don't want to say it's better than riches, but a good name is good. It's good to have a good name. So in trying to build my legacy, I thought, look, the mentorship, the consulting, the book, everything is just come together. So yeah, people were achieving great things during the pandemic because they were realizing that nobody's promised tomorrow and anything can happen. So if you don't live your dreams, you will live to regret it.
Thank you so much on that. Now, that will take me to another question, which is quite interesting too, because I also saw that on your post recently after publishing, I mean, the book. At a time, you wanted to share the book free of charge. I mean, free to some people based on certain conditions. And I was asking myself, that was quite a great, I mean, an innovation, because writing a book, it involves a lot of resources. You use your time, you use your talent, you use your money, you use your resources to publish it. And now you want to give it free of charge to people. It should be something that should earn you money. Why do you want to do that?
Well, see, this world, not everything is about money. And this is something that I always say. It's not everything is about money, money, money. Of course, obviously, if I get lots of money from this book, I would be happy. But the whole point of writing the book was to make a positive influence or a positive impact on nurses and student nurses. So obviously, I know there are people that are predominantly in Africa that will not be able to afford the book for whatever reason. But the thing is, I don't want to give it away for free just for the sake of it. I want them to be able to help me push and promote my book. And then in return, they'll get a free book. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. So, and then obviously, you know, the idea came, one of my coaches gave me the idea, Mr. Okweshola gave me the idea. I'll give him that praise. And I'm someone that I always, if you help me, if you do good to me, I'll always give you that praise, because nobody's an island, you understand? We all help each other.
Exactly.
So he came to me and said, look, to help push your book and to help get it as far as possible, why don't you do a competition where you're going to give 10 people free one copy each of your book, and then in return they will help post about your book on any social media platform and tag you in it to get it far and wide. And I thought, actually, that's a great idea. So obviously, to get people to know about my book, I had to go through that route, and that's what I've been doing. And so far, I've had a few people that have shared my book and shared about my journey and my story to other people, and they've tagged their friends in that as well. So at the end of this month, in 2 days' time, those winners will be announced, and then they'll be getting their free book by the end of this week.
Oh wow, that's so great. That was so wonderful.
To help nurses, definitely. I mean, those that cannot afford it, even if you can afford it and you've helped me push to promote the book, then definitely I'll give you a free copy. So as long as you're going to read the book and apply what you learn from the book, then, you know, I'm happy.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, before we are almost coming to the end of the show. I want to quickly put, this question to you and just tell us in brief, with this book and your coaching center, is there any relationship between the two? So that at least, for those people, for those ones that you'll be coaching or mentoring, and with the book, is it going to be very? How useful will it be for them?
The book is going to be useful for any nurse anywhere. And then if you're coming to me for coaching, I'll recommend my book to you as well. But it's entirely up to the person if you want to purchase it or not. But whatever it is that I've put in that book is what I'll be preaching, what I have been preaching, and what I'll continue to preach. Because at the end of the day, we all have a duty to be better in order to provide better care for our patients, and also to lift the image of nursing. Because more times you meet some nurses that, you just question yourself, how did you get into this profession? Or were you forced into this profession? Or how are you still in this profession? Although the book is geared towards all nurses, it's particularly geared towards those nurses that are lacking some of these simple characteristics that are expected. Because as nurses, the public and different people have different perceptions of us. They expect us to behave in certain way. You understand? And if we are not behaving in those ways, it kind of makes people lose trust in us. And with nursing being voted the most trusted profession in 7 years in a row, I think in the UK, it shows you how much trust the public have in us. So we need to be able to do all these things, the great things that we're doing, and help to maintain that image, so that we get the public and also the patient to continue trusting in us and in our judgments, in our skills. So yes,
thank you so.
Yeah. That's all right.
So I know some people will definitely want to ask this question now. You've talked so much about the book, and at least from what you've told us, we can see that I think it's something that deserves to be. We should buy it. And but the next question will now be: what are the channels to get the book? Is it only found online? Is there any bookshop? Is it only found in UK? Can we find it in Africa? Where exactly? What are the channels? What the different ways that one can buy it from?
So at the moment, the book is available only on Amazon. So the ebook is available. The PDF version of the book is available for pre-order up until Thursday, and then on Friday is when the paperback, the physical book, will be made available on Amazon again for people to purchase. So it's only available on Amazon now, but we are planning for it to be available in bookshops and in other platforms. So as time goes on, I will be making announcements as to when and where the books are available on which platforms. So obviously I'll advise everyone to just keep, watch the space. It will also be available on my website, but it won't be on my old website that everybody knows. It will be on a new website that I'm building, so that should be nice and ready this week. And as soon as that's also ready, I'll make an announcement, and you can go and make yourself a purchase. Definitely.
That is quite.
In Ghana and in Nigeria are some of my biggest markets. So I'm looking to find a publisher in either Ghana or Nigeria who'll be able to distribute the books to the nurses in those countries. So yes, that is in the pipeline. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That was good. That was so good.
Yeah.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Please buy the book. Help trust me. If I'm recommending it, not because it's my book, but because it's got so much packed into that book. And it's not. And I said to Nurse Kochola last week during our interview, it's not about me telling you this is good for you. This is good for you. The characteristics are broken down, and each characteristics, I tell you how to use it, how to apply it, and then I give you scenarios where you see, sometimes I give you my experience with using that characteristics or whatever, and then you decide, there's a bit of a reflection where you read and reflect on what you've read, So you reflect on what you've read, the characteristics, what I've written, and then you decide how good you are at using that characteristics, or if it's something that you need to adopt. So it's amazing book. If I can say so myself, it's an amazing book. So everyone should grab a copy. Every nurse, if you are not a nurse, you know, you can always buy it for a nurse friend or family member, anyone you know who's in the healthcare profession. You can buy them a copy as a gift, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's good. And then I have some of my followers that are actually not nurses, and I actually like the last part that you just mentioned, so they can buy it as gift and give to their friends that are nurses. That is quite interesting.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Thank you so much for coming up on the show, and I would like to appreciate all my viewers wherever you are watching from in every part of the world. Thank you so much for being here at this hour, and I would like to give my guests, another opportunity to say one or two things before we close this show for today.
I want to thank everybody who's been in support of me, what I do, and especially for my book. The support that I've received since I brought this book out is been amazing. And the support has been overwhelmingly good. I mean, I was not expecting that. So thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you, everyone, those that have already purchased, those that are thinking of purchasing the book. I'm so grateful for your support, and I'm so grateful for your kind words and your and sharing my book wide and far. I am so appreciative of everything that everyone is doing. And to all the nurses out there, you're doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you want to be great at what you're doing, get a copy of my book.
Thank you. Get a copy of the book. That is very, very essential. Yeah. We know you are already a great nurse. You are a great professional colleague. You are doing a very great job. But this book is like a reminder again on how to do more, on how to increase more, a kind of a reflection on who you are now and what you should be again and where you are going to. This particular book is going to really be, it's going to be of help. And it's not, can you be sorry, I still want to ask this, it's not really like the book we read for Punas and Sudas, all these med-search textbooks, all this,
no,
it's not, so that they will know it's not really academic thing.
No, it's not a textbook, and that's one of the beautiful things about the book, you know, and that's one of the kind of praises that I've been receiving, that it's not a textbook, and it's not a book about my experience alone, as you know, other nurses are writing about. Mine is just, it's a guide. It's helping you how to do things as a nurse. And then in between, I add a bit of my experience, what I've witnessed, what I've experienced in there. So it's a combination of a lot of things, but it's not a textbook. It's not something that you have to put into your head to remember for exams. No, it's something that you need to help you. That's it.
Thank you so much, because at least you have this book. Is a book that you can be reading at your leisure time. You're on bed, you're about to sleep, you're having a nice time, you just take it and flip through it. Yeah, it's actually a very good book. I think when next time I will invite you, I'm gonna have my copy and I'm going to show you to them that I've gotten my own copy and this is it.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Don't worry, I'll get my copy soon, and I'm going to show it to them. I've gotten the copy and I'm going to read some part of it so that they will know exactly that. Wow, so somebody, at least I'll be like a testimony for them and tell them exactly what is inside the book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been a
You're
pleasure.
welcome, and thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you too for being on the show at this hour. I would like to let you go, but before you go, if time permits us, I'll still have to invite you again on the show. We talk about mentorship, we talk about coaching, because I can see you were so much, into it, and you are giving all your energy, all your resources, you are putting it in this, in this area that, we are not looking into, which is very, for me, yes, exactly, is something that we should look to, and we should put, all the resources into it. Thank you so much. I will invite you, for that particular, topic that we're going to discuss next time.
I'll be honored to come back. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, and have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.